with the Love and Live show. This is my book review. And even though this is my first book review from somebody on YouTube, I am excited to do this book review. This book is by Micro Farmer. And we was on a live one time and he was saying he had a book and I had put his name on the list. And then I started writing everybody's things down that I was going to buy throughout the year. But this book right here I saw, it's on Amazon. It's called BuckFoolz. BuckFoolz. Isn't this a good title? You don't know because you ain't seen it. But let me go ahead and explain something. I read this book and I have been over my head of how I was going to do this book review. I just have to be just honest and just tell you how it is, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My glasses done fell off. I'm not going to sugarcoat this book at all. I'm not going to say it's great just because it's another fellow YouTuber. I'm just going to tell you straight up what this book is about. This is about Buck, okay? Buck is the fools, okay? And Buck is this young guy, he's, you know, in his late 20s, and he's a mama's boy. He is spoiled and he is free-spirited. And when I mean free-spirited, he's not doing anything that is not going to be having fun. So if working is not going to be fun, he's not going to do it. If going to school, get an education, he's not going to finish it if he doesn't feel the fun in it. That's just how he is. And he always had his mom there to back him up to make sure, you know, he's doing the right thing. Well, anyway, just to just give some tidbits here. Not going to do any spoiler alerts. Hope these ain't no spoilers. Anyway, his uncle, I'm assuming, passed away. Left him a house, and he's going to New York to find his house. And then he has this whole new adventure in New York. And, you know, he's a country bumpkin, you know, and so he got, you know, the country style in him. He got his country swag. Y'all know nothing about that. Well, anyway, with his journey, with his country swag, he is, you know, meeting new people. And one thing I like about him is that he's not shy. So he's meeting people. He's talking to people. He's helping people out. They helping him. It's just like this connection that he is bonding, these great bonds that we wish we can be connected with. So, you know, now that we are on YouTube, we are growing and connecting these bonds. We're going outside of the box. We're doing things that we normally not do. We normally shy here. Doing that. We're doing different things just on YouTube. So I'm just putting it together in a parallel what Buck is going through, okay? Started that night, and then I had like one chapter left to do when I went to bed and woke up and finished it. And I'm going to just tell you the excitement, the fun, the love of this book was just amazing. And it's just so amazing to me how good this book is, because I wouldn't have thought it was going to be this good. Because I'm going to just tell you, I saw the book and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy it, you know, because I'm all about supporting. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to read this book and I'm going to make some time. But you know how things get away from you and you can't take the time to read it? That's how this was. So I got the book, read it. It was a page turner. I could not stop reading it. It was just great. I enjoyed every part of the book, every character I enjoyed. I love this book. And just for me, for him to say, you know, not really a writer. He only did this because his sister passed away and she wanted to write books and he did it in her honor. I think she, as he did it in her honor, I realized that this man is a book writer. He's a book writer, y'all. If you have one thing good about this book is that you, as an adult, can read this book. Your children can read this book. It's an easy read. It's not all these big words, complicated, where they got to look up this thing. This is a book to read, and it's fun, and it's just, you don't have to monitor your child in this book, and you don't have to feel like, oh, this is a kiddie book when I read it. And if your kid would be like, dang, I'm a big kid because I get to read this book, and my mom or my dad read this book because it's that good. I mean, the adventures. I remember when I was thinking about, what am I going to say on this video? I remember saying, I saw this. So I'm going to tell you what I saw because I'm always seeing things. So just bear with me, okay? In this book, there was a part where Buck didn't want to take his friend to work. And as Buck didn't want to take his friend to work, you know, he got woke up at 5 in the morning. Now, if y'all all know where I'm going with this, when God wakes you up at 5 in the morning, you know you don't want to wake up. You mad. You even try to go back to sleep, and you be like, I can't go back to sleep because God got a blessing for you. So Buck went to, finally, he couldn't just sleep. He took his friend to work. He on his way home, and boom, his blessing came. Now, y'all going to be looking at it when you read this book and be like, what's she talking about the blessing? But the blessing was there because if he would have never took that trip to take his friend to work, he would have never been blessed the way he was blessed. Now, I ain't telling y'all the book. You better check the book out. But he was blessed in his journey to figure out what he wanted to do with his life. And see, if you don't know Buck because you ain't read the book, but if you find out about Buck didn't know what to do with his life. He didn't know what he wanted to be. He didn't know what he had a passion for. He didn't know what he really truly had a love for. But if it wasn't for that trip to take his friend to work, he wouldn't have bumped into his blessing. Now, did the blessing happen right then and there? No, he just went and did his normal thing. And he did it, and it still didn't come right then. But again, the blessing came from there. So when God wakes you up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, just think, I might not want to do whatever I'm about to do, but there might be a blessing that I ain't going to see for a couple of weeks or months later down the line, but I'm going to remember this moment because that's what it was to me. I just took it on and say, you never know. This book wasn't even talking biblical stuff like that, but it just moved me in a way that he went for his dreams. And sometimes, even though he didn't even know what his dreams was, the thing I love about Buck is he had no fear. He had no fear. He was like an honest man. He didn't like to lie he didn't want to trick nobody or anything like that. He was just a true man. It's a man that, for ladies, this is the one you want. Kind of, because, you find out, you read, you got to be a particular woman for this type of man. And if you ain't that particular woman, well, you're going to get dogged by a book. I'm just going to tell you. But it was such a good book. It's a good read. I just want you to know there's some people in there you're going to kick it with. I felt Lexi character. I think, he should do a next book about Lexi. There's Shantae, there was Marlon, there's Red. I mean, you guys stand. I know I'm gonna miss that one guy's name. Haji. You got Haji in there. It's just a great book, and it's a positive. It's nothing about violence in there. It's just about having an outlook of being positive. Don't let fear stop you. Now, none of this is what you probably going to find when you read this book, but when I read it, that's what I found. But I'm just telling you right now, have you just wanted to read a book and said, this is a good book? That's how it was. And then I was thinking, I'm going to want to know what's, he should do a book too. He don't need to do a book too. He filled in all the information on this book. This book was good. And like I said, everybody can read this book. And like I said, Buck was cool. He was nice. He's a country bumpkin. He is sensitive. He gets in his feelings. He's one of those people that will leave you alone and don't pay you no attention. But because he's outside his environment, what he normally do when he was in the country with his mama and them, he don't really do over here because, he has a new outlook and people are different. So, how you can act over there, you can't act over here. So it's one of those things. Are y'all ready to read this book or not? And I mean, it's on Amazon. The link is below. And it's $8 and something cents. Some is 8, some is 8 something. And I don't know if but it's worth every dime. I really think this is going to be, I'm putting this on our bestseller list for the Love and Live show because it's really good. You will laugh. You will be shocked. You will enjoy. I mean, just because we know Michael Farmer as who he is, he gives us entrepreneurship. That's what the book is about, entrepreneurship. Yes, he reaches his goal and his dreams by being an entrepreneur. And it wasn't even on something on his mind. But, Michael Farmer is about entrepreneurship. He's about doing stuff the right way. And he's giving you the life lessons when you see him on anybody's live, when you see him on his live. He's cooking. He's growing his vegetables and stuff and doing that. But to know that he can write an excellent book like this is just amazing and astounding to me. I just love this book. I was going to pass it to somebody else and pass it to somebody else. They just have to read a book and give me my book back because I really like this book. And even when I saw it, I never really paid attention to the food truck. I don't know what was my thing about it, but it's, he wanted it to be a good, positive book that didn't have to deal with drugs, didn't have to deal with, violence or anything, just an uplifting book that you can just enjoy and read and have a good time. And like I said, what I got out of the book, you might not get out of the book, and it's okay. It really is okay. But get this book. I don't, and I try not to tell you all everything about this book. So I'm going in and I'm giving you innuendos of my life into this book only because I need you to get this book for yourself. I think everybody should buy this book. We should make this a bestseller everywhere on YouTube. Just tag somebody and that is what the thing is. So this is what it is. You guys have to tag 3 people to buy this book, read it, and do a review on it. Okay? 3 people. You have to tag, and they have to do the review. And I'm going to watch every one of their reviews, and I will do something special for that person who got the most people to actually tag and actually buy the book and review it. Because we need to get these books sold. And that's the best way for me to do it, is tell y'all to go do it. Now, I promote somebody else's book, and I'm in loving it. And we need to make him make money off of this. Because what we really are trying to do, I don't want y'all telling nobody this, but we trying to get him to write some more books. If this is what we gonna get, we need him to write some more books, but he got to make money off this. So we need to get a sticker and put bestseller book, because this is all times bestseller. And there's a lot of us, and we have a lot of people. Even if you only have 100, that's 100 people. If that 100 does something, if 10% of your 100, as a matter of fact, 5% of your 100 people do this challenge, we can make it go viral. We can make this a bestseller book, because it should be a bestseller book. It should be on the market. People should be able to get this book. So, I want to say to you, micro farmer, thank you for writing a positive book. Thank you for writing a book that not only that I can read and my husband can read, but my kids can read, my grandchildren can read, my godchildren can read. I thank you so much, because this is what we need more about in our life. And I also want to say to all of you guys who are watching this, there are a couple of errors in this book, and it might not be. It just could be the way I read it too. But if it's not the way I read it, I know one was not just the way I read it, but my thing is, I don't care. There are bestseller books that I have read that have errors in it, and I don't hear people complain about it. So I don't want y'all getting this book and be like, oh, he got a couple of errors, and want to say, well, it could be better if he didn't have the errors. That's a bull crap. There are some #1 sellers that sell books all over the place and have errors in the book. There's just sometimes people miss it. They're so into the book that they miss it. And I can see somebody editing his book and reading it and missing these errors because it was such a great book. So don't be judgmental when you get this book. It's all love. Let's love and support Micro Farmer and his book. Again, the link is below. It's Amazon. You can get his book on Amazon. Can you understand me? You can get his book on Amazon. The link's below. Click here. So you buy the book and then you do a book review on it. Okay? Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I want to know that you bought the book from this show. If you already have the book, you should already read it, and you should already have done a review. Remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. Smooches!
Love and live each day as if it was your last. Smooches!